Now for part 2 of the essay report. We're up to page 12, coping, adapting to change, activity outcomes. Coping with change, none of the above apply. Strange, that's top of the fucking page. Getting about is unable to get to a specified place with which the person is familiar without being accompanied by another person on each occasion. Well, I have no intention of going out. I don't want to go out, but I still was forced to have this interrogation. Coping with social situations, none of the above apply. Adapting to change, supporting medical evidence. It says that the evidence does suggest some functional disability. Problem is, they aren't even showing any fucking evidence. They're just saying the evidence suggests. So let them start showing the fucking evidence. Page 13. So, social interaction, activity, outcomes. Propriety of behaviour with other people. None of the above apply. Dealing with other people. None of the above apply. Social interacting, supporting medical evidence. The evidence does not suggest significant functional disability. I didn't speak to the person, so how can I say that evidence which they have not supplied does not suggest any functional disability? It's a total load of fucking bullshit. Page 14. Exceptional circumstances. Non-functional descriptor. They were not considered in this case. And that's it. All on that page. Limited capability for work-related activity. Terminally ill? No. Chemotherapy? I bloody hope not. Pregnant? Again, I hope not. Substantial mental or physical risk. Says I may be expose the client to some risk day to day. This is unlikely to substantially increase if the client were found capable of work-related activity. Remember this for when we get to the end of this report, because you're gonna, or you should be, laughing your fucking head off. Walking or moving on level ground. Although the client has some limitation walking, the history examination, what fucking history examination? They haven't shown any. Observed behaviour. Oh yeah. They watched me walk from the interrogation room waiting room to the interrogation room. And medical knowledge of the condition suggests they would be able to walk more than 30 metres. I don't remember saying how far I could fucking walk. They are just assuming I can walk more than 30 metres. Question is, how much pain am I in? Doesn't even fucking mention that. Riding and sitting or transferring from one seated position to another. The evidence does not support that the client has a significant problem rising or transferring. Therefore, they should be able to rise from sitting and transfer themselves independently. There is a little question of why not say how long does it take you to do it as well? when it seems to suit them, they're willing to accept that maybe 1.5 to 2 times the time it would take a fully fit person to do something can be applied. But rising and standing, if it takes a fully fit person 2 seconds, but someone else who says they have a disability 10, 20 or 30 seconds, never fucking mention that. So it just looks like they mention whatever suits them. The assessment, or interrogation as I prefer to call it, is definitely geared towards what they think you can do. I don't mean what you can do, I mean they think you can do. Picking up and moving or transferring by the use of upper body or arms. The evidence does not support that they may suffer from a physical condition severely affecting the trunk or upper limb function. Therefore, they should be able to use a star-headed tap, reach to the top pocket of a coat or jacket, pick up a half-litre carton full of liquid, and pick up a £1 coin or equivalent. None of these were tested for. Strange how they just... It is all assumptions. Continence. I don't have a stoma or catheter, obviously, but I had one when I was in hospital. Couldn't wait to get the fucking thing out. The evidence does not support significant continence problems. Just like before, evidence does not support. What fucking evidence? It's not on the fucking form. Maintaining personal hygiene. There may be some limitations due to mental function. However, from the evidence of the history, examination and medical knowledge of the condition suggests they would be able to clean the front of their own torso independently. Maybe they're contradicting something about they've already mentioned earlier on. Maybe depressed. If you're depressed, actually you wanting to have a wash, a shave, whatever, you just can't be fucking bothered, so you don't do it. So they are basically making the diagnosis, which they're not supposed to do, then making assumptions later on, eating or drinking. Evidence does not support that the client cannot eat or drink independently. So, where's the evidence? Learning or comprehension of the completion of tasks and personal action. Evidence to support the opinion. The evidence does not support that there is either a severe mental health problem or impairment of cognitivity ability which would prevent the client from being able to understand how to undertake a simple task or to initiate and sustain basic personal action. Communication. There is no evidence to support that the client has significant difficulty interpreting or using any of the usual forms of communication. How the fuck would they know? I didn't speak. Well, only a few words. And if I'd have heard one word that the healthcare professional said, there would have been a physical action, because they use the words, pain is all in the mind. So I would have used a physical action, just to prove them, but I didn't hear it. I was told about it afterwards. Expected change. Functional problems. I advise a return to work in the longer term is unlikely. Reason for giving opinion. The client's condition, which I ain't going to mention in case it gives it away to any of them listening or watching, has been present from birth. Therefore, the level of disability is unlikely to vary significantly in the foreseeable future. So, brings on another question. Why the fuck, in less than 2 years, when the functional problems state that a minimum of 2 years will pass before they think someone is fit for work, and then within less than 2 years, as previously said, they send out another ESA 50 to be filled in and returned within 5 days of this interrogation report being done. That's 2 years and 5 days. Then we go on to a load of medical examination findings. What medical examination? Roll your fucking sleeves up, pull trouser leg up so that can look at your leg. Basically, this medical examination findings are total bullshit. So, I mean, if I'd have stood up all the time, I can guarantee one thing they would have done. They would have asked me to sit down, because I would have been able to see what they were typing on the fucking keyboard if I'd have been awake. It would also have shown that the healthcare professional, in fact, is the one who scores this medical report and decides if the person is fit for work or not. The decision maker is just there to rubber stamp.